Welcome to the famous Yard of Bricks, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, for the Brickyard 400. 35 of the Verizon Cup Series best drivers line up on the grid to take on the 2.5-mile rectangular racetrack. Here's some of the drivers to watch for. Ryan Blaney, he's got a fast car. He lines up on the front row next to Kyle Busch. Watch out for the 21. He's a dark horse to win this race. Jimmy McMurray, he needs a lot of points. He's just outside the playoff picture by 90 points. So even if he gets stage points, it'll help him get some points in the latter stages of the regular season. Eric Jones, he has one of the fastest cars all weekend. He qualified 14th. He has to go to the rear. So we'll see if the 77 can make his way up through the field. And Dale Earnhardt Jr., his final Brickyard 400, he rolls off mid-pack. We'll see what the 88 can do. The engines are fired, and we'll take a look at your starting lineup as the cars roll off the grid. In row 1, it's Kyle Busch next to Ryan Blaney. And in row 2, Martin Truex Jr. lines up next to Joey Logano. Row 3, Denny Hamlin and Kevin Harvick has been hot this season. And in row 4, it's Kurt Busch and Jimmy Johnson. Row 5, Chase Elliott, who's starting to rebound next to Kyle Larson. And in row 6, it's Brad Keselowski next to Casey Kane. Row 7, Matt Kenseth next to Jimmy McMurray. And in row 8, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. next to Ryan Newman. Eric Jones and Austin Dillon in row 9, and in row 10, it's Clint Bowyer next to Dale Earnhardt Jr. Row 11, Daniel Suarez and Chris Buescher with a decent qualifying effort. And row 12, Michael McDowell and Eric Almirola. Row 13, David Reagan and Danica Patrick. And row 14, AJ Allmendinger and Paul Menard. Trevor Bayne and Landon Castle in the row behind them. Then it's Matt DiBenedetto and Ty Dillon. Elliott Sadler and Greg Gaulding, and then rounding out the field is Corey LaJoie. Lowe's race facts: 160 laps, stage 1 and 2, 50 laps each, stage 3, 60 laps, and Carl Edwards is the defending winner of this race. Green flag, we're racing at the Yard of Bricks. As Bowyer needs more points. Oh, Austin Dillon, he cuts down a tire and is hard into the wall, and the caution will come out. And so early in this race, it's bizarre to see a right front go down. Probably with the contact on lap number 3 is Dillon. Yeah, that's simply a tire going down. I mean, mechanical issue won't cause that car to snap like that. It'll be the end of the day for Austin Dillon. Unfortunate that he's out so early in this Brickyard 400. It'll be Kyle Busch that takes stage 1. Dominant performance from Busch, Blaney, Truex, Logano, Hamlin. The top 5, Eric Jones sneaking in late for a top 10 finish. Here comes Jones to the inside of Harvick. Oh, spinner. That's in turn 3, Matt DiBenedetto, and that's the caution. Second for incident today. Let's take a look at what happened to the 32. So it looked like there's no contact. I think it's just air. Sensitive air sent the 32 around because there's definitely no contact. But good job out of DiBenedetto not to hit anything, and he'll be back out there shortly. Kurt Busch to the inside, and around goes Paul Menard off turn 3, and that will be enough to bring out the caution as Menard didn't hit the inside wall, and he's going to get spun around in the right direction, and we'll continue. This looks like it gets loose. The back end steps around off turn number 3. That's been the main trouble spot for incidents today at the Brickyard, but Paul Menard will grab 4 fresh, and we'll continue. Busch and Jones with the run, but it won't be enough. Martin Truex takes stage 2. And the top 3 Toyotas and the top 3 have been the best cars today, followed by Blaney and Harvick rounding out the top 5. Truex really pulling away. One car on the wall, Kurt Busch, right off the restart. And the caution will come out after all that stacking up in the back. It finally bottlenecks up for a caution. Looks like Stenhouse tried to get to the inside of Kurt Busch, and that got him loose and spins and hits the outside wall hard. Good job not to spin back in front of the field. So here it is again. See Stenhouse trying to make an aggressive move early in stage 3. It's just too early to be making aggressive moves like that, and it costs the day for Kurt Busch, who was safely in on points but still doesn't have a win yet in 2017. Jones for the lead. He's on the inside. Oh, there goes Jamie McMurray, and he collects Clint Bowyer. Two drivers at the bubble fighting for a playoff spot. Jamie McMurray, that will hurt his chances, and Clint Bowyer is going to the garage as well. Wow, what a turn of events in the Brickyard 400. Let's take a look at what happened. This McMurray drove it in, and again it's in turn 3. And that spun both them out. Bowyer hit the wall hard, and McMurray, his rear end, hit the wall as well. Just dove it to the inside and didn't make a stick, and he got right up into Clint Bowyer. Here it is one more time in slow motion. It's exactly what happened. Drove it in too deep, got into Clint Bowyer, and that will be the end of both their days in the Brickyard 400. Harvick to the bottom down the back straightaway, and caution. And Corey LaJoie is leaking oil, so it gives no choice. Even though he got to pit road, NASCAR still threw the caution. Just very simple. LaJoie must have broken oil line or something, and he's leaking oil all over the racetrack, so NASCAR had no other decision but to throw the caution to make sure everyone's safety was in hand. But look at this. Erik Jones elects the inside on the restart. Very interesting choice by the 77. Busch to the bottom for the lead. One car spins, and it's Daniel Suarez, and he'll make contact with the inside wall. And this has just been a wreck fest today at Indianapolis. And let's take a look at what happened in the 19 this time. This time it's off turn 4, and he gets loose and spins off the front nose of A.J. Allmendinger. So this time it's turn 4 that bites a victim, and it's Daniel Suarez who will make contact with the inside wall. But luckily, he won't have too much damage to the 19, and he might go a lap down. Busch trying to fight on the outside. Around goes Logano in front of the field, and this one's going to collect a numerous amount of cars. Matt Kenseth, Chris Buescher, and oh my goodness, this Brickyard 400 continues to cause drama in this race. Look at the cars collected on this restart. Danica Patrick, Matt Kenseth, Hamlin, Dale Jr., Michael McDowell. And there's more. Chris Buescher, Joey Logano, and Casey Kane on pit road. Jimmy Johnson and others have gone to the garage. I don't know if Hamlin trying to make it 3 wide on Logano or Logano got loose off the bumper. It was really hard to tell. But yeah, Johnson hit hard into the door of Danny Hamlin. A.J. Allmendinger ran right into the back of Danica Patrick just off the screen. Hamlin's lower than Logano in a 1, so it makes me think the 11 trying to make it 3 wide, and Logano just pinched him down, and Hamlin spun right back in front of everybody else in the pack. See, Chris Buescher spun off the nose of Martin Truex Jr. But this will collect about 12 cars in this incident. Look at Keselowski. He gets tagged by Logano and still continues to keep his wheel in it. That was impressive. As Casey Kane's gone to the garage, too much damage on the number 5 car. But the field is under the red flag. We don't have too many cars left in this race to settle it. Can Keselowski finish the job? Car on the wall. Erik Jones. And the caution is out The race is official. Brad Keselowski will win his third race of the year. It'll be the Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis. Let's take a look at what happened in the 77. Just that contact off the restart. He fell all the way back in the pack, and the tire blew out on the 77. Here's what happened again. Just Jones, he gets loose on the exit of turn 1. He gets up into Kyle Busch and then spins, and Harvick was almost through to clear to win the race. He gets tagged by Jones, and Keselowski goes on the inside to win the race. An incredible race at Indianapolis, probably the best one we've had. As see Eric Almirola get in the top 10. I mean, all the contenders were taken out on that restart, and it left really Jones and Kyle Busch to fight it out, and they made contact on the restart, and that left Brad Keselowski open to win this race. And from start to finish, this race was just eventful. Look at all the guys involved in wrecks today. There were a bunch, and it really affects the playoff picture down the road. So let's take a look at the point standings right here. Kyle Busch still the regular season points leader, followed by Harvick, Truex, Keselowski, now at 3 wins on the season. So we have 11 different winners through 23 races on the year. Keselowski nearing 4 wins to tie Busch and Harvick. McMurray, he lost a couple points today. That will hurt his playoff chances down the road. But we're on the last 3 races of the regular season, and the first of those last 3 will be the Bojangles Southern 500 at Darlington. Throwback weekend coming up for the NASCAR Verizon Cup Series. It will be an excellent race. This is American Sports Coverage signing off.